Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. We're going to jump straight into episode 6, season 5. That last episode was weird, with Al showing us what happened to her, where she'd been, what all of that was really about, and what was her name? Isabel, was it? I can't remember her name now. All it did was raise more questions than it answered, and the whole kiss thing, didn't see that coming. So I don't really have much to add to that, so we're just going to dive in. Watch episode 6.
Go for Annie.
Everything okay there?
Yeah. Everyone's in the back.
But don't get too comfortable. We don't plan on staying there much longer.
You know the roads are out, right? You can't go anywhere near those radiation signs. Then how do you plan on getting out of here?
We'll show you. When we first met you, we just didn't tell you everything. I guess you could say we were broken by the bad things we done. Roads were blocked, bridges were washed out, and there was an actual mountain between us and the only other living person we have spoken to in a really long time. Even if it wasn't what we thought it was. And we don't have someone on the other end of the radio now, but we do still have something to fight for.
But we're gonna need some help.
What do we do now?
Now, we fix the plane.
How are we doing that exactly? That does seem a little bit far-fetched. I don't see it. There's no way you are fixing those turboprop engines. If they go down that storyline using those same engines, this is complete bullshit.
If you're listening, we're working on a way to get home. And, we found some people I think you're gonna want to meet. Okay, we're gonna leave this channel open. If you hear this, please let us know.
Use a mop head. You're going to propose to repair a plane, but you can't unscrew a mop head.
You okay? Can you give me a hand with the landing gear?
Sure.
This is going to annoy me. If this is what we're doing,
You think it's going to work?
my acceptance of the plausible with this show.
She needs to know how to align the planetary gears.
Stand by. I gotta clear some of this jerky man jerky. That's oil.
We hope.
I hope. I work better with a 5 out of 10 buzz.
Don't we all?
I'm going to have to probably try to remain as focused on the remainder of the storyline as I can here. But I can't help but feel like there's a very large elephant in the room. And even Al and her, who have some background in repairs and mechanics for vehicles, would not know the slightest thing on how to repair an aircraft engine. Even though she is a pilot, she's a pilot. She's not a fucking engineer. So if you hear me piss and moan a lot about what they're about to do here, give me a break, because you know I'm right.
You want to run, don't you? I used to run too.
Oh, she's very familiar with that.
But I never tried to do it with a sprained ankle. If I were you, I'd wait a week before you take off. My boyfriend says survival starts with socks.
Well, that's a fact. Hey, we're thinking of heading back out. Keep up the search. Make sure Sherry's on that plane with us when we take off.
And keep him out of trouble.
I'll try.
All right, you ready? Ready!
Really, we've fixed it already, have we? It's like you should have worked for Boeing. That don't sound too good.
Get down!
Like that.
Everybody okay?
Was that the reduction gear?
No, that was a propeller blade.
When are we gonna get a new propeller?
You're not.
What happened?
The engines worked, but the propeller didn't.
Probably metal
We'll be okay.
fatigue.
Start
Or
searching for replacements.
just damage.
Morgan, Alicia, do you copy?
Are you okay?
Do you have a generator there? I need you to unhook it. Gas it up, and then I need you to get it ready for transport.
Why?
What's going on, Grace?
It's a plan. If you don't do as I say, there's gonna be another meltdown.
Okay, that takes precedence. Absolutely.
I was looking for June. Nothing but dead ends. Wasn't until I linked up with the people working on that plane, things really started clicking. How did you get split up anyway?
Oh, don't ask.
Me and Sherry, we got split up before, we got split up.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Ain't that true?
You're lucky it worked out for you, John.
You know, we're gonna find Sherry, but all this gave me more than I ever had. That's been hard to deal with, but I found a way.
You're fortunate because
Maybe we should get going.
not everyone does.
I took it offline, but the fuel still generates heat. It needs to be cooled.
Are we talking about keeping...
And this'll fix everything.
Well, won't fix it.
This is only gonna buy us time.
Yeah. You need to get a long, long way from this area.
Okay, Lucy, we're gonna
I'm
pull the
assuming
plug.
at this point she's talking about cooling system, just keeping water
We're
flowing
going
through
dark
the rods.
strand.
What about this airstrip to the north?
We checked that one.
It's a hole and a half to get there. It'd take too long. Wendell, remember that airport you jacked those peanuts from?
Place was flooded. Planes was all junked up.
You told them we would find a way.
To keep their spirits up.
To keep their spirits up?
The rubbers met the road, and I haven't the faintest clue on how to deliver on my own platitude.
They got engines without props. We got props without engines. We got all the pieces. We just need to put them together somehow.
You can't just take... Oh, God. Why did they do this? Even if all that works out, you can't just take the propeller blades off one size and type of turboprop engine and throw them on another one and expect it to work and to be able to create the right amount of thrust and lift. What the fuck are they doing here?
Sarah, did you say you and Wendell got everything from Jim's brewery?
Every last bottle cap.
Everything.
We're gonna have to suit up. We're gonna have to go in. Anything from John?
No. How's it going in here?
I don't know. I just hope the circuits aren't all fried. Just the helicopter. If I'd kept it from taking off, then we'd be home by now.
Yeah. There's no way you could have done that, Al. Did something happen? And you were missing?
Oh, nothing. Just not going to discuss that.
We were safe there the last time something like this happened.
Well, you won't be this time.
You don't know that. You don't even know if you'll be able to finish this plane.
And you don't know
We're just
anything
gonna
about
need all the
nuclear
help we
power
can
plants.
Annie.
Look, we can make this decision together. No, we can't.
You recognize him? I saw him last time I came through.
I'll figure. That came from whoever stole his food.
You wanna know why Sherry doesn't have her ring?
She had to give it up to save me. She chose to give up everything
To save
for
you.
me.
Yeah, she did.
And I owe her my life. Or when I was sent away, the person who sent me away
Daryl
knew all the shit I'd done, but he knew I loved her.
You don't know till you try. Second part. If you do fire to make it right.
Well, I think more things are possible than impossible. Is that just a few letters shorter, honey? I'm going to try it when I was a cop. Never got the chance.
I've been looking on the wrong road this whole time.
I couldn't read that.
So you're just gonna leave like you did before?
Why'd you have a
No
problem
way,
with her
you're
from
gonna
the
go back.
plant? You thinking she was part of the problem?
You can take one of our cars. If you tell me why you won't go with us.
You're not going to change my mind.
And it won't hurt to talk to me about it.
We lived at the camp. My parents, my brothers, and a dozen other families. It was perfect. It's like it was built for exactly what was going on. A herd of growlers followed some people back from a scavenging run. They weren't careful this one time, and there were so many.
She just got outnumbered.
And they didn't look like, I don't know, regular growlers.
Contaminated
They were
ones.
from the power plant.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it.
No.
The grown-ups got all the weapons we had, got ready for a fight. They sent us away. Our parents weren't dead. They killed all the growlers. My mom and dad wouldn't even let me come in the cabin.
They knew.
They told me not to be afraid. They said they were going to get better.
They sacrificed.
So you understand why we can't leave.
You can't be within, I don't know the distance, but I'm guessing you probably can't be within 100 miles of anywhere that has a nuclear facility.
Or because it's easier than surrounding yourself with the living.
I know she doesn't want to have anything to do with it, but she needs to listen to this woman and her explain what's going to happen. I don't know the absolute specifics, I'm not a fucking physicist, but when a plant melts down eventually, at some point, they all will. It can, winds and everything can carry stuff hundreds of miles. Shows how much of a fine, delicate balance our society is actually based on, and as soon as everything is no longer watched and maintained.
She was here, or she might still be.
If everything just stopped tomorrow, like it has with this world, they're everywhere.
Hey! Dee, I had to kill someone. A man back at that diner. He almost killed me. I don't want that for you, Dee. I don't want you to kill yourself trying to find me. I know that I gave you hope, but now I want to give you a chance.
She was
This'll
such
be
a
my
good
last
wife.
letter. Even though this
Good
is the
person.
end of us, please don't let this be the end for you too. You forever, honey.
Yeah.
Man who taught me how to use this. He helped me when I thought that death was the only way. Thought if I felt it, if I held the weight of it in my hands, then I'd know what to say. Feels like a piece of wood wrapped in plastic. The other suit, where is it?
There isn't one.
Grace?
She's lying.
Come on.
She's lying.
I'm not gonna have another person die because of my mistakes.
There's another way, all right? There has to be.
There isn't.
Not with things like this, no.
You're a kind and thoughtful man who wants to earn back his mistakes. That's what you're doing out here. I'm doing the same thing.
Luciana. The dulcet tones of a songbird. Luciana.
Strand, where are you?
We've got the propellers.
How?
Even now.
Did you find a road?
Roads are not a necessary ingredient to this journey.
Ta-da! Ingenious, Charlie. Where did you get the gas from? Presuming it was still with it.
Sarah and Wendell are clearing a runway back at home as we speak.
See, now that's plausible.
Morgan, do you see it?
That I believe.
Alicia.
I don't know. I'm on my way to find them.
You need to bring them back quick, Alicia. Grace, what she's doing is gonna buy us time, but not a whole lot.
She wasn't in there, but I found food, some supplies. When you met the others,
Don't do it.
you know, that's when things started to click. You know, if she had taken off, she would have left a letter, like she always does.
She did.
No.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, John, what are you doing? He's looking out for him
How long till you touch
from
down?
Joan's perspective.
Sooner than we'd hoped. We're short
That's
on
what he
fuel.
needs, but
You guys will have to come get us.
that's coming down quick.
Morgan, we're coming.
Yeah, this is not an easy landing.
Charlie! Strand, Charlie, if you can hear me, I'm
Going in
coming.
from.
You stay where you are, but whatever you do, don't kill any walkers.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I mean, it's only a basket. Oh, no, 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 no.
That could prove to be a challenge.
He could. Arse. That was good. All right then, guys. Episode 6. That wasn't a bad episode, actually. I was just getting a little bit frustrated at the beginning with where they're trying to push the storyline with this plane business. I don't want to focus on it. I don't want to pull this show apart. I don't want to just, you have to suspend belief to a certain degree with anything that you watch, unless it's documentary, that it's not real life. And this is a fictionist world, different to ours. But there's no superheroes. There's no... Humans are still humans, and the laws of physics still apply, and chemistry, and biology. And expecting me to believe that we have a sufficient amount of people that know how to repair a plane's engines and be able to bastardize, because that's the correct word, parts from one to another when they're not even remotely the same type of aircraft with propeller blades and everything. Just fucking no, okay? No. I don't mind if it's a throwaway. I don't mind it too much if it's just a throwaway episode and it's not pivotal to keeping our group and our survivors alive. But it is. Anyway, push that to one side. That's me nitpicking, but it's not really nitpicking. It's I think it's the biggest subject and moment in this universe I've watched between the other show and this one, where you're like, now that's just taking it to ridiculous heights. It's one thing for a truck to fall off a cliff and it's going to land on its roof and suddenly it just happens to land on its wheels and stuff like that. But this just is a little bit bloody too far-fetched. It really is. They're using it to just fit the story and just expecting you to go, okay. Anyway, I digress. Right. Smart idea of Charlie's with the balloon, but unfortunately they've come down in the worst possible area, and now both Alicia and Morgan are trying to go run to the rescue. But they can't kill any of them. They've just got here, just crash landed here, and it looks like they're going to be surrounded by them already. And Grace has pretty much... she's accepted her own fate and death, even though it hasn't come yet. But that's your fate when you're talking radiation anyway. You may still be alive and walking around, but you're not going to be for long. They tackled this in the 100. Okay, that's a completely different show, but it shows that there was no human population left anymore to maintain things like nuclear power plants, and that eventually all of them around the world will melt down. So we're dealing with the same sort of thing here, even though it's just the one. Not counting all the other ones that there are in the country. We'll forgo that. But this whole area is eventually going to be completely decimated by radiation. And all of the kids, including the girl who's in charge, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, need to understand this. She's given her whole story and background as to what happened with their camp and how it happened. And that obviously the parents are the ones that sacrificed when they realised what was happening and that these things were infected and that they were sick. By fighting them, sent all the kids away, but she's focusing on, she's blaming radiation for killing all of their parents. Yes, it did, but it's not like somebody did it on purpose. It just is, and it's a completely silent killer. You can't smell it, you can't see it. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but if we fly this plane out of here with whoever we've kept on board, alive, to see out the end of this season, I'm going to be pissed because you've just miraculously made something up to fit your story so that everyone doesn't die. Now then, John, is he doing the right thing or is he doing the wrong thing with Dwight here, with that letter that he's found from Sherry, with her pretty much saying, stop looking for me. I don't want you to die in the process of trying to find me because of how dangerous it is. And he's given him the whole song and dance as to what brought him back from that dark place when he thought he'd lost Jim. And that you met up with other people and then things just started to fit into place and the pessimism turned into optimism and everything was okay. You found her, you were reunited, blah, 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 blah. And he wants that for Dwight, but can see how desperate he is to have that. And he's not even sure if he can fix it, even if he were to find her. So you've given him hope to carry on with it, and then when you've seen the letter that she's pretty much telling him to give up on it, and her, you've took the decision away from him. John's decision may be correct. It also may be the wrong one. However, it's not his to make. That's how I see it. Right, okay, we'll be back with another episode. Next few days, we do 2 episodes a week. If you do want to watch any of these in full length, please go check the link in the description. That will take you over to Patreon, and you can watch all the full length episodes over there. It will really help the channel out. That's what keeps the lifeblood of the channel going. Anyway, all the information is there for you. But while you are down there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you for episode 7 next. Take care.